Well, politics is all about trying to make progress and deal with the issues of the day. So, based on where we were 2.5, 3 years ago to where we are now, I think the island's in a better place, and I'm pleased to have played a role in, I hope, making some significant changes that will have improved people's lives and improved the economy and taken us forward. I think there's some strong evidence that we are, as I've said a couple of seconds ago, making progress. Certainly, in terms of the numbers of people coming to the island, the numbers of people registered for tax, the levels of income tax. So we're delivering far in excess of what we budgeted for. We reversed the trend of people leaving the island now, so we have a plus number of people coming to the island. I think there was some 600 or so additional people registered onto the income tax registered last year. Some sectors are weak, particularly in some areas of the domestic economy, but we're taking steps to try and address that. So we've had a very proactive policy of really trying to put cash back into people's pockets as part of our budgetary plans. As you know, we've raised the personal allowance from £10,500 to £14,000 currently. We've looked at additional support mechanisms to help and support those on low to medium incomes via particularly families with child benefit, looking at additional support for people looking at nursery fees. So I think we've taken a number of positive steps to take things forward. There's a lot of challenges that's still out there, but so far things are starting to show growth in the economy. Well, obviously, I mean, we've still got issues in the retail sector, retail hospitality particularly. They tend to be performing or have been performing at a slower pace than other areas of the economy. And, one is cognizant of the fact that the high street in many ways has changed fundamentally, particularly now with a far increased precedence of people delivering their shopping via the internet. So there are challenges in those areas. You can overcome those challenges, one through infrastructure improvements, and we're spending a lot of money, as you know, on things like Douglas Promenade, almost 23, 4, £5 million there. Money that's been sent in our town centres on regeneration projects, and of course, if you, in theory, are increasing the population, then you're giving more opportunity for expenditure on the high street and in the hospitality sector. So we needed to make sure that by 2021, when the fund is scheduled to run out, that the impact, the deficit, if you like, which is running at about £35 million at the moment, was scheduled to rise to £50 million in that period. That basically the finances could cope. So what we were planning to do was build up a surplus, a healthy surplus figure, keep spending under control, and that in 2021 when the fund runs out and the revenue account, or a current account if you like, has to deal with that £50 million, that the transition is a smooth one, that it is factored into our planning, and we're on track to do that. So in other words, higher surpluses, controls on spending will ensure that in 2021 that becomes a seamless transition. Well, we are aware of the transition funding that will be needed from Sir Jonathan, so we have already made allowances for that. We have a healthcare transition fund. We've got money available, £5 million available in that fund to help deliver that transition. But as this picture builds out, then Treasury is committed to ensuring that the healthcare service receives its full quota of funding that is necessary, and we will make sure that we will deliver that. And as that picture evolves over time, and bear in mind there are also efficiencies that need to be made within the service as well, as Sir Jonathan identifies in his report, then we will be clearly looking at the funding requirements, and if there is additional funding required, then we would be bringing forward proposals or relevant proposals to Tynwald for their approval. We've still got a lot to do, I think, to deliver on our programme for government. And also, I feel from a personal perspective as I'm Treasury Minister that we've still got a good quantum to achieve within our budgetary plans. So I'm looking forward to delivering next year another, I hope, dynamic budget that will help boost the economy, will help drive government spending in the right areas, help people again take steps forward in their personal with their personal income, and the steps that they're taking to meet their own cost of living. And of course, one, as I said, with all these other challenges around, including Brexit, including climate change, there's a lot of work that government's going to need to do now to put forward, particularly with climate change, a roadmap towards a better future for this island, in line with international commitments, so that we can be confident in our ability to manage that, confident that we've got a realistic plan in front of us, and confident, of course, for the generations that are coming behind us, that we have put in place the right platform for them to build on and to develop their lives.